Jones, 213-815. Peace to you. All right. Peace and blessing, family. What we coming like on the YouTube now? It's moving funny on my side. Um, and drop it in the comments over to YouTube. If the audio and the visual coming through good, drop a 7. Drop a 7. Man, I'll pray to the Most High. All right. I'll pray. We're gonna keep going. So we stopped off in Ecclesiastes or Sirach 29, verse 7, which told us, it says, many therefore have refused to lend for other men's ill dealing. So because I sacrificed, I put myself on the back burner, I helped this person and they burnt me. That made me reluctant to help other people. They put other people just like, okay, I give you another one. So in Memphis, you got the people on the corner, they saying they homeless. And I'm looking, I'm like, man, they not homeless, man. I know it. We get through street preaching one day. You know what I'm saying? We go to the wing spot. I see the dude who always on the corner. I tell one of the uncles, like, man, I know these folk, they got somewhere around here. Lo and behold, get to the back of the car wash, they got a whole RV set up. But I'm saying all this to say, that's why people don't want to give the people who portraying and perpetrating to be homeless, they make it hard for the real homeless people. You know what I mean? Who really need the help. This why the ones who actually might be out there needing help can't get the help because these other folk been playing games. You know what I mean? This man sit here and watch. He gave him a little bread, and then he went and posted up and waited to see where this person was gonna go. Y'all remember the movie? I can't even think of what movie it was. Dude and put on a suit after the man played homeless and handicapped. He went and hopped in the Benz. You know what I'm saying? So it's really going on in real life. But because the men's ill dealing, it make it hard for a person to give. Even if we want to give, it make us close our hands. It make us close our heart. Like, man, I don't know if you trying to play me too. Continuing on, verse 8, it says, yet have thou patience with the man in poor state, and delay not to show him mercy. Help the poor for the commandment's sake, and turn him not away because of his poverty. Lose thy money for thy brother and thy friend, and let it not rust under a stone to be lost. So now we're going back into taking care of our own household. Now I get it in the meantime, in between time, you know, even our relatives, you know what I mean, closely related, you know what I mean, they do things or said things that'll make you not want to fool with them, make you not want to give nothing to them. And you know what I mean, that's to your discretion. You got your reasons. However, at the same time, it ain't got to always be a no. You know what I'm saying? So if we can help, a message that I was thinking about anyhow, been a while, never constructed it, it just was in the meditation. You know, it's said amongst society, people love to say, well, I did my good deed. If I give to this homeless man, what is it to me? I gave what I gave. If he chooses to go this and do that, or she chooses to do this, do that, that's on them. I did my good deed. And it's fine and dandy. But how is it that we going past the fact that in our own families, you know what I'm saying, in our circles, or we know some, your cousin, your sister, your brother might have just had a child. And instead of your good deed being, you know what, brother or sister just had, I got a new niece, new nephew. I'm going to go buy them some Pampers. You know what I mean? Go get them, you know, some fruit cups or whatever. Or whatever the child makes, some clothes. instead of letting your good deed be that with internally in your family tree, you go outside your family tree to a stranger. And you feel like you wouldn't get it $20 to your nephew. You wouldn't get it $20 to your niece. Like, man, what's up with that? That's not 100, man. But the book tells us with the people that are poor, it is real people that are poor. Give if we can. Stick with the message. You're going to get through more. Try not to put the cart before the horse. There's more to the message, though. So 29, Sirach 29, verse 12. No, 11. It says, lay up thy treasure according to the commandments of the Most High, and it shall bring thee more profit than gold. Shut up alms in thy storehouses, and it shall deliver thee from all affliction. So in the spirit realm, this the Most High, when we do give, and we give it with sincere hearts, when it is appreciated, and us being appreciative makes it a little more easy to give because we know how it feels to be on the other end. Within that family, you know what I'm saying, we laying no treasure. That's something good to have on our account before the Most High. You know what I'm saying, with the Most High. Hey, he who uplift, Barak Atah, Shalom to you too, son. Continue on. Verse 12 says, shut up arms in our storehouses, and it shall deliver thee from all affliction. It shall fight for thee against thine enemies better than a mighty shield and strong spirit. An honest man is surety for his neighbor, but he that is impudent will forsake him. That word impudent means he don't care. He don't give due respect where it's due. You know what I mean? You don't regard this person as the way that you should. Continuing on. 15, it says, forget not the friendship of thy surety, for he hath given his life for thee. A sinner will overthrow the good estate of his surety, and he that is of an unthankful mind will leave him in danger that delivered him. Now we get to it. This is why it's important for us to mark and take awareness behind when people are appreciative. Because if you appreciate it, I mean, I kind of look for you to be there when I need you, if I need you. But if you're not, they let me know, man, you abandoned me. You know what I mean? They didn't move you in the spirit. They didn't make you feel good, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I got to repay that. You know what I mean? So with that, if you see it, and we dealing with people like mine, that can be to our detriment, man, our destruction. Again, the Most High called none of us to be fools. He called none of us to be pups. This is why we got the word. Continuing on. Verse 18. It says, surety should have undone many of good estate and shaken them as a wave of the sea. Mighty men have been driven from their houses, so that they wandered among strange nations. A wicked man transgressing the commandments of the Most High shall fall into suretyship. And he that undertaketh and followeth other men's business for gain shall fall into suits. And this is what you got. You got people that's literally on the internet all day looking at what everybody posted when they going live, if they at work, and then they say, okay, I'm gonna ask them Friday. Now they in your inbox Friday, shalom, brother. I've been having a few problems. I needed some food. And it could be true. Anybody that's dealing with that, understand that I'm not talking about nobody who really dealing with that. Listen, we here to help if we able to. I'm talking about the ones that's perpetrating, the ones that's playing, that's acting, and really they got checks coming in. You know what I mean? You have people, man, you go to the store, corner store. Before you can get in the store, you know, you got folks at the gas pump asking you, hey man, I just ran out of gas. Can you put a $5 or $10 in my tank? But really, they just trying to get you to pay for the gas so they can pay for the cigarettes and Black and Mild. They trying to get you to pay for the gas so that they can go pay for the rubbers, or, you know what I mean, go holler at the weed man. Like, no, I'm not finna support your habit. I'm not called to do that. None of us are. Excuse me if I offend anybody with the talk. We try to be transparent as much as possible on the channel. All right. Anyway, even in lieu of that, man, if there's any children, you know, what I mean, you gotta understand the devil. He ain't finna kick it to your child in no peaceable, sugar coated way. You know what I'm saying? He gonna give it to him raw, and if you ain't careful, when he come raw like that might cause your child to be snapped because you didn't keep it real with him like that. But anyhow, verse 20 says, "Help thy neighbor." Here we go. Highlight this one. Highlight this one. Because you will have some, they'll use these scriptures. Well, the book say, you know, help the neighbor and help the poor. And that's right. The poor you have with you always. That's right. But the book also say this. So it's a balance to all of them. Ecclesiastes 29 verse 20 says, "Help thy neighbor according to thy power, and beware that thou thyself fall not into the same." So if I'm in a bind myself, and then you asking me for something, I want to help you, but if I help you, it's gonna put me in the hole. I got the right to say no. You can't get mad at me, but you got people that they unappreciative. Oh man, you could have did. Now you telling me what I could have did with my money in my life. What about you? Why you ain't got it? You know what I mean? And a lot of this stuff spawned from people having a lack of discipline. Nonetheless, man, that's a whole nother subject in itself. Verse 21 says, "The chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing and a house to cover shame. Better is the life of a poor man in a mean cottage than delicate fare in another man's house." So the word is saying, man, we supposed to be doing some, putting forth the effort, not being a leech. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about nobody who, like, you going through a major storm right now. Like, the Most High, he'll sit you down too. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people who literally, in their heads, they making up in their minds that they want to be leeches. They don't want to work. They say, man, I don't want to work. I want to ask him for some money. I want to ask her for some money. I want to live off the next man or woman. That's what I'm talking about. That's not 100, man. The Most High don't approve of it. Continuing on. Verse 23 says, "Be it little or much, hold thee contented that thou hear not the reproach of thy house." And so then this is something else. For a man, you know what I mean? It's one thing for me to need help and then I ask, you know, one of my little ones or one of my partners who close to me, like we got history. You know what I'm saying? We done been through some stuff. Like you done seen me, you know what I mean, with my guards down. There's one thing. But it's another thing for me to not have no true rapport with you, no real history with you. All I know you from is a shalom, that's all I know you from. But I'm constantly asking you, man, that's embarrassing. It's an embarrassing thing. In the book, finna put us on game some more. Here we go again. Verse 23, Sirach 29, verse 23. It says, "Be it little or much, hold thee contented that thou hear not the reproach of thy house." You're going to end up creating and putting a title on yourself. Like I didn't even see it over Facebook where you had this one particular guy, and I don't even know if it's really a guy because you got all these avatars. The man coming with the same story to like 10 people. Now imagine if he playing this sob story on 10 people asking for $20. And they all gave, and really he ain't heard it. And that's $200. And then if I'm doing this all week and it's actually popping like that, hey, in 5 days I done made a band. So why would I go to work panhandling? Yeah, cyber panhandling. That's what's going on. You got to be careful. Just because a person saying shalom and they saying they Hebrew, they acknowledge the Most High, that don't mean that I got to go in my pocket and put myself in a hole to try to help you when you can help yourself. Aside from the fact that and somebody put me on game, I don't want to assume. If you've been in the military, all right, and now you done made your way back home, I don't know if you call it retired or whatever. But do you or do you not still have benefits like, you know what I'm saying, crazy type benefits? Just for you ever being a soldier or something like that? Somebody drop it in the comment, put me on game, let me know. I need to be able to verify it. I don't want to have it, you know what I'm saying, on my head, and it ain't true. Bread, what's going on? Shalom, a lot. We in Ecclesiastes, Sirach chapter 29, verse 24. It says, for it is a miserable life to go from house to house. For where thou art a stranger, thou darest not open thy mouth. The Most High dropping bars in it. All right, so but you wandering back and forth. And it's not a person, let me be clear. This is not talking about a person who's making an effort. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody who just saying, man, they give up, they not gonna try. Verse 25 says, thou shalt entertain and feast and have no thanks. Moreover, thou shalt hear bitter words. Come, thou stranger, and furnish a table and feed me of that thou hast ready. Give place, thou stranger, to an honorable man. My brother cometh to be lodged, and I have need of mine house. These things are grievous to a man of understanding, the upbraiding of house room and reproaching of the lender. So, you know what I mean? To talk foul against the person that help you, we got the common saying, biting the hand that feeds you. Man, for a man of understanding, a woman of understanding, man, it's something that is not in us to do. That's shameful, that's embarrassing, that's reproach, man. It's grievous. That'll hurt us to do that. But everybody don't have that type of spirit. You know what I mean? So we're going into this again, family, for those who just not tuning in, coming in a little late. Understanding, like, man, we're not called to have to be plucked, because you got the real spiel, family, like 1,000 about it, 1K, one way. Man, it's people out here that's literally, they don't care about the Most High. And they come in and salute you with the shalom or shalom to neutralize you so that you will be susceptible to them asking you for something. You know what I mean? Don't be that fool. Let's go over to Ecclesiastes chapter 40. Ecclesiastes chapter 40. Ecclesiastes chapter 40, verse 28. It says, my son, lead not a beggar's life, for better it is to die than to beg. The life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for life, for he polluteth himself with other men's meat. But a wise man, well nurtured, will be worthy of. Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless, but in his belly there shall burn a fire. So we going here because why? Again, we identifying the fact that, like, the ones who really put forth their effort, like, that ain't something you're gonna be doing. And understand what a beggar is, the person you constantly, you all of the effort and power and focus that a person be putting into begging and asking for something continuously, it should be put into them actually making something happen. All right, and again, I'm not talking about people who, you know what I mean, you're in an exceptional situation. I'm not talking about that. And even in that case, that can't continue to always be an excuse. At what point do we actually get up and fight, you know what I'm saying, make a difference, having a family or not? Let's go to Luke 16 though. But some will say, well, you know, don't lead a beggar's life, but Lazarus was a beggar. Okay. Well, let's get some intel on their whole account. Let's go to Luke. Luke 16. Luke chapter 16, friends. Luke chapter 16. Lavish strict. Hey, peace and blessing to you. Levi the servant, peace and blessing to you. Sky Beasley. A shallow one, Hebrew. Tobiah. Indeed, it is. Don't be a menace. All praise to the Most High, man. We in Luke 16, verse 19. It says, there was a certain rich man. Pay attention to what's being said. It said he was a rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores and desired. What the? Bro, I'm having some real issues on this side. Beelzebub trying to get me, family. Keep the prayers going. It says, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. Man, this is wild. Hey, this fly came out of nowhere, man. That Beelzebub trying to get me. I ban you. Ban that devil, man. We're going to get it in now. 21 says, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. Right? So it's telling us the beggar and the rich man both on suffer the same fate. All right. The beggar was taken to Abraham's bosom, but the rich man, verse 23 says, and in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water, and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. So we're going here because within this situation, with the beggar is asking for something from somebody who got a surplus. He got a surplus on resources or the money in the fund. He's not asking somebody who's a common person or your fellow poor person. This is what's going on. So this is why his judgment was different. All right, continuing on though. Verse 25, but Abraham says, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. And beside all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that will come from thence. Then he said, I pray thee, therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment. Abraham said unto him, They have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them. And he said, Nay, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent. And he said unto him, If they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded that one rose from the dead. I continued on because you got people that don't believe in that portion. But this gonna happen too. Hell is a real place, man. Hey, Breed, all praise to the Most High. So you needed this lesson. And helping a brother a lot lately and had to use wisdom and stop. Indeed, man, a person, listen, really, I'm just saying, like, if we censor and we believe it in ourselves, family, we're going to have a message. I'm not going to keep it within me. It's not going to allow me to keep asking you. You know what I'm saying? I just won't be able to. I'm going to feel like, man, God dog it, I owe you. I'm too far in the hole. I'm too far in debt with you, man. I don't even want to ask you for nothing else. You know what I mean? However, if the Most High give us if the Most High give you that wherewithal and that patience to deal with it, if that's the mission from Him, hey, so be it. But other than that, man, we don't have to be plucked. That's what I'm gonna keep saying. All right. So from here, let's go to 1 Timothy. On the case of the rich. 1 Timothy chapter 6. 1 Timothy chapter 6. I'm a little sleepy too, family. But, you know, we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 17. It says, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. All right. That they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may lay hold on eternal life. All right. So those of us who have been blessed to be rich, you know what I mean, or have a surplus on substance and resources, don't allow those resources and material and the access that you have to cause you to become prideful and high-minded. Now you're looking down on people because they don't have the same lifestyle you have. That's wicked. That's not humble. That becomes pride, and they tell us pride is the beginning, the one departed from his maker. All right, pride is the spirit of Satan. You can read about it in Isaiah 28. Ezekiel 28, Isaiah 14, if I'm not mistaken, or is vice versa. However, for the rich, you know what I mean, storing up the good works, yeah, the Most High bless you to be able to be a blessing to the next person in their case. But here's something else to drop in there too, along the lines of it. To remember with the helping and appreciation, this is what I had to realize. Sometimes how this thing roll out, family, is there may be somebody who truthfully needs you, right? However, before you even aware that they need you, the enemy will send one of his agents in them. And his agent will come in and ask him. So then when you do give to that person who the enemy sent, who the adversary sent, and then after they gone about their business, the person who actually need help, this is a part of the mission from the Most High. Yeah, help him, help her. When they come asking, you probably don't have the source, you know what I'm saying, what they need. You just gave it to the next person. So we gotta be mindful, you know what I'm saying, be kind, be praying and asking for discernment. Father, should I help this person? We don't just jump off, you know what I'm saying, and go gun-ho helping any and everybody. You know what I mean? Because some of these people, I remember a study coming into the truth years ago early. I'm looking at this video. Some of y'all might have heard me mention this before. Dude was possessed with two different demons, right? And one of these demons had him doing something where he would go out, be in front of the stores asking for money, right? And the people that actually gave to him, when they gave, it initiated them into Satan's kingdom, which means they became subject to the adversary. So what you can give, sometimes this is gonna come out in the message. Be careful who you giving to. You know what I'm saying? The book code. You ain't no giving to this person. You expecting them might have this joyful feeling, and you know what I mean? Sleep good, you know what I mean? The blessing come back to you. None of that happened though, because you didn't gave to somebody wicked, and because you gave to them, your reward from that, now it's gonna be some suffering. Some suffering of some sort. All right, now let's go. Okay, we back in Sirach. Ecclesiastes 12. The book's going to tell us. Ecclesiastes chapter 12. I'm going to hit verse 1. Nation of Israel 12. Peace and blessing to you. Oh man, hey, true talk. That's real right there. Their humbleness. You know what I mean? Their humbleness. Say he could have asked for anything. He asked mine for the crumbs off the table. Indeed, man. All right, Sirach or Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1 says, when thou wilt do good, man, highlight this one. I got a new apocrypha, so I got to re-highlight it. Might write this one down, family. We probably have to repeat this. I heard about 5 times. Make sure we get the message. This is, hey, this pretty much the pith. This pretty much the pith of it right here. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. When thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it. So shall thou be thanked for thy benefits. When you do good, make sure you know who you giving to. If we paying attention, we gave to this family member, this friend, this partner, whoever, this stranger, whatever, and we watching not only the reaction of how they respond when they get the gift or the blessing. We ain't just watching that. We also looking to see how do they respond in time, you know what I mean, their lapses. How they act now, you know what I'm saying? Is this person still cool? Will they still kick with me, laugh, and chill with me? Or, you know what I mean? What they really on? Again, because like what we read earlier, we see some of the people, they come in humble when they need you, when they need something. Yeah, this is a whole different type of person. Like, man, I ain't never even seen you smile. Man, your voice, usually you all loud and rambunctious and all this. But here it is, you need something, man. You so lowly. But then when you get it, man, you transform that. Now you disrespectful. Now you hot. Now you don't want to hear nothing I gotta say. Now you don't want to be around. You know what I mean? That's how people playing. So Sirach 12 and 1 again said, when thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it, so shall thou be thanked for thy benefits. Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense. And if not from him, yet from the Most High. So the godly person, because they godly, is going to hit their head. Man, they just helped me. I got to repay them. Halfway can't sleep because they know they owe you. You know what I'm saying? Halfway can't even sleep because they like, man, they trying to figure out how they going to bless you. How they going to return the favor. All right, but that's a godly person. If they ain't godly, that ain't in their heads. That ain't in their mentality. That ain't in their spirit. It ain't something that even come to mind. They're going to get it and forget that you gave it to them. All right. Verse 2 again, do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense. And if not from him, yet from the Most High. If that person don't repay you, what you end up saying, man, the Most High bless you. He'll send some of your lap. He'll send some your way. And you going to know. If you're paying attention, you going to know, like, man, I must got this because I helped so-and-so. And then that in itself will be a confirmation to know, oh, this is a godly person. You know what I mean? I done heard it before, like, giving to these certain people like, man, you know what, man, when I gave to such and such, man, I started getting blessed. And it made them want to give that person even more. You know what I mean? Because they know the Most High, like, okay, this is one of the Most High people. If I bless his son or his daughter, man, he going to bless me. We want that. Verse 3 says, there can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms. Give to the godly man and help not a sinner. Right? You know what I'm saying? So we checking out. You know what I mean? Who is this that we giving to? Try the spirit by the spirit. See if it's of the Most High. And that thing don't always come up front. You know what I'm saying? So it don't always come in the midst of them. Again, sometimes it come afterwards. The situation that I'm discussing. I didn't help this person. They asked me, I couldn't help them at that time. Then they asked me again, and I'm knowing that they own this. They just really trying to, you know what I mean, pluck me. I tell them no, and don't ask me again. I get blocked. You know what I'm saying? I get all forms of communication is destroyed and rendered neutralized after me saying, don't ask me for no more money. You know what I mean? And I'm not sounding no trumpet again. All right, let's go to Proverbs. Let's go to Proverbs, man. Delakiah, the last verse before we went into Ecclesiastes 12, 1 through 4. There was First Timothy chapter 6, 17, verse 17 through 19. Now we're going to Proverbs 19. Now we're going to Proverbs 19. That is getting low too, man. I ain't got too much longer. Proverbs 19. Verse 24. All right, Proverbs 19, verse 24 reads, it says, a slothful man hideth his hand in his bosom, and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. So this person is so lazy that they ain't even got the wherewithal to really try to feed themselves. That's what the Most High saying. Like this person, they not gonna help themselves. They don't even have it in their mind to try to help themselves. They fully persuaded. They whole conclusion is, man, I'm not doing nothing. I'm finna keep asking people. That's not a good mindset, bro. Again, Proverbs 19:24. A slothful man hideth his hand in his bosom, and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. I turn over to Proverbs 26. Proverbs 26. Proverbs 26, verse 13 through 16. It says, the slothful man saith, there is a lion in the way, and a lion is in the streets. As the door turneth upon his hinges, so doeth the slothful upon his bed. So this person, all they doing is sleeping all day. They ain't trying to get up and make money. They're not trying to be productive. Just as much as the door swing, hey, that's how much they turning on their bed. I ain't got up and took a bath. I ain't got up and showered or brushed their teeth or nothing. You ain't washing your hair or nothing. All you doing is leeching. Like that's wicked. That ain't good, man. I didn't come up with these excuses. Man, there's a lion outside. I can't go outside because there's a lion out there. You ain't even been out there. You been in the bed all day. So how you know what's outside? But see, this the mindset in the mentality of they want to finesse the people. And again, just because you godly or want to be godly and live a upright life and be a child of the light, that don't mean let nobody play with you. That don't mean let nobody pluck you and use you. That don't mean let nobody manipulate you, because that's what it is. That's really the spirit that's on them. That's really the spirit that's operating in them and through them. Manipulation. Don't be manipulated, man. All right. Proverbs 26. Let's see. 14 again. As the door turneth upon his hinges, so doth the slothful upon his bed. The slothful hideth his hand in his bosom. It grieveth him to bring it again to his mouth. It hurt his heart and hurt his feelings to even have to try to, man, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to get a job. I don't want to start my own business. I don't want to do nothing productive. I just want to sit here and play the game all day. I just want to sit here and look at the battle raps all day. I want to sit here and look at the cartoons and the anime all day, all night. Like, bro, come on. There's more to life than that. Verse 16 says, the sluggard is wiser in his own conceit than 7 men that can render reason. So this person, even when you come to like, hey, bro, I see you, you know what I'm saying? How I think we need to come on, get out. So, you know, we need to get up and try to do something. They're going to have a reason and an excuse. If it was a whole intervention, if I'm not mistaken what they call it, you having an intervention with this person about how slothful and lazy they are. They're going to have a reason for everybody of why they not going to work, why they not going to be productive, why they won't get up, why they won't try, why they can't do it, why they won't succeed. That's a negative mindset. That's darkness. You know what I mean? You don't want that. We don't want that. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 8. Now this one here, just in case anybody don't roll with the pocket. Highlight this one. You go into 2 Corinthians chapter 8. Highlight this. Highlight this one. 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 11. Delakia says, sometimes I feel like the state of comfort will keep someone from being productive. This is true. You know what I'm saying? And this is why whatever routine you have, it's good that, you know, let's just say, you know, you every day after you got up for work, and, you know, you took care of all your hygiene, you head out the door. You always go this particular route. You know what I'm saying? It's good to switch it up. You know what I'm saying? It's good to do something different throughout your day and let that gradually build and transform to keep you from being settled. You know what I'm saying? That's what I learned. Now to vote or Galatians 6:9. Don't let me forget. Don't let me forget to get the Galatians 6:9. All right, 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 11. It says, now therefore perform the doing of it, that as there was a readiness to will, so there may be a performance also out of that which ye have. For if there be first a willing mind, it is accepted according to that a man have, and not according to that he have not. So whatever you give, it's accepted and it's pleasing in the sight of the Most High according to what you can give. Ain't no grudges. You can't be forced into giving somebody something. Then, if it's forced, it's not 100% pure. It's not a pure offering. You can't be a cheerful giver when you feel strained, stressed, and under duress to give somebody something. You know what I'm saying? So in that case, it gotta be, you know what I mean, according to like what you really can do. I don't care like the widow with the 2 mites. It said these men were giving, the rich men, they giving out the abundance that they got. They flooded out. They got racks and stacks of, you know, bank account silly. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing for them to donate and give to the you know what I mean, the temple or whatever, for the construction of it, whatever they doing for the service. They got it. But if I give you my I literally got 2 pennies. This is all I got, bro. And I give you that, man. That hold more value because it's easy to give while you got it abundantly. But can you give it when you really don't have it? You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of sacrifice. And in those cases where we green lighted by the Most High to make a sacrifice like that, still keep it in loop. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we're doing it for somebody that we know who we're giving to. All right, verse 13 though. It says, for I mean not that other men be eased and ye burdened. Now read that again. For I mean not that other men be eased and ye burdened. So when I give, I can't get you out of a hole and put myself in a hole. I can't let, you know what I'm saying, give and help you in a way, you know, go out my way and sacrifice my time and energy, my rest and everything else for you. Then you get straight, man, you happy, you turn, you know what I mean? Okay, salute. But now I'm here with the long face. It's not supposed to work like that. Verse 14 says, but by an equality, that now at this time your abundance may be a supply for their want, that their abundance also may be a supply for your want, that there may be equality. So in the case where, man, it's an even exchange. You know what I mean? I'm not giving to you to my detriment and destruction. You ain't giving to me to where it's hurting you. You know what I mean? We giving enough to where we both straight, even if it's just a little bit. Verse 15, as it is written, he that have gathered much had nothing over, and he that had gathered little had no lack. All right, so we everybody straight in the end. We cool. Ain't nobody missing nothing. Everybody good. 1 John, not Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. 1 John. 1 John 4:1. I mentioned this earlier. It said, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of the Most High, because many Because many, to Shona Lachelle, because many, it said many false prophets are gone out into the world. And even within their false prophets, they you know what I mean, they do it for filthy gain, filthy lucre. So within that, man, if it's false prophet, you know it's all type of other people trying to finagle their way. What I'm saying is everybody who asking for help don't really need it. You know what I mean? Everybody who asking for help, these folks, you know what I'm saying? They just trying to get in, they trying to spend your money because they don't want to spend their own. You know what I mean? But you just stood up in a warehouse, feet hurting, back hurting, shoulders and head hurting, dealing with these different personalities in the building. You the one on that road driving an 18-wheeler, sleeping. You know what I mean? You trying to keep yourself woke. You done, man, got the music blasting loud and everything, trying to stay with, man, you risking your life. You know what I'm saying? Out there. You need people that all they want to do is drain what you got. That's not 100. Man. That ain't no the Most High. All right, so try the spirit, by the spirit. You're not obligated to be fools. Man, give as we can. Make sure we give them to the right people. Know who we give them to. You know what I'm saying? Use discernment. Let's go to Revelation 22. Revelation 22. Don't let me forget the Galatians 6 and 9. I'm going to get it after this, matter of fact, for all the same. Revelation 22. Now we're going because we started off in Ezekiel 33, and within that, those first chapters, or those first verses rather, 1 through 20, it talked about the wicked restoring the praise. You know what I mean? And that wicked person changing and converting their ways to become righteous. Accountability. So we're going here because you got people that don't believe in what we're about to read. So people thinking that they just gonna go float into the kingdom. It's not so. It's not so. Everybody gonna get everybody gonna get rewarded. You know what I mean? Everybody working right now. Whether you working for the Most High or if you working for the adversary, everybody gonna get that reward. The reward is gonna either be the kingdom, New Jerusalem, or your reward gonna be the lake of fire. I pray it's the first one for us. Revelation 22 verse 10 though, it says, and he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. So we're going through, you know, we got the major subjects and topics that go on, but I like to talk about what's going on, you know what I mean, on a base level within the community a lot of times too. You know what I mean? This person-to-person situation is going on. It's not being talked about everywhere all the time amongst these congregations or even online. All right, but the time is at hand. Verse 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. So when the time, the clock wind down, we at that last second, and it's over with, ain't no more chances for repentance. You know what I mean? It's gonna be too late to be like, well, okay, well, I was doing evil. I want to change my ways now. You know how we got so many people saying, well, you know, I just ain't submitted to the Most High because, you know, I don't feel like I'm gonna go all the way with it. Anytime I do it, I want to go all the way and be 100%. But you done jumped in these different relationships with these females, and you want 100%. You done jumped in these relationships with these guys, these fellas. You want 100% and sure. You know what I mean? So we use that as a cop-out, playing with the Most High, really playing with our own soul. No, man, get it right now. Strike while the iron hot, because when he closed the door, he ain't gonna want to hear nothing else from none of us. Not even the ones who on the right end. Like, man, y'all got what y'all got. Come on, I'm finna tell you, well done, my good and faithful servant. That's it. With all the other ones, man, listen, you crying, your tears, it's too late. Do right today. Now, choose it today. You know what I mean? We got that power to do it today, man, as long as we in the land of the living. All right, verse 12 says, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. So when he comes, he ain't finna have to go back and think about it. No, I got you on site. You get what you paid for on site. Whether there's keys to the New Jerusalem to have entry, or now you finna be burning. Let's go to Galatians 6 and 9. Now I just dropped it in the said, do I think our generation will actually see the coming of the Most High, or will we die before? I mean, no man know. No man know the day, the hour. He said the Father, he got this set up. There's a part of his chief seat. He the one know. You know what I mean? Hamashiach, the Messiah, he don't even know when he gonna get the green light. You know, he waiting on Pop to tell him, all right, son, this is it. I'm ready. Go ahead, go do your thing. Galatians 6, that's what we're doing. So I don't know, man, how it's looking. I think we definitely gonna see something. We definitely seeing some stuff now. You know what I mean? But whether we'll actually see it, you know what I mean, on that level, I can't say. Galatians 6 and 9 tell us, and let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. All praise to the Most High. And that's true too. The subject was in lieu of, you know, the unappreciative. But we're talking about it because if we guard ourselves and using discernment from the unappreciative, it makes way, you know what I mean, it gives way that we can't help the appreciative, which will keep us from burning out. You know what I mean, from fainting, you know what I mean? I want to continue to be able to give and love and, you know what I mean, be patient. But like what the book told us, because of the ill dealings of other men, you know what I mean, people don't want to help and give. So it's on us to check. The book even tell you, say, man, look, take a record and account of everything that go out and come in. Say, don't be ashamed of it. So what it's telling, like, man, if you didn't, you know, divvy this out, be mindful of what you gave out. But also be mindful of what come in. This is why they got receipts. Now, I'm not telling nobody to hold no tab over nobody's head. Like, I helped you, I did this. And if you got to do all that, man, you weren't giving in sincerity anyway. You know what I mean? I get it in the sense where a fallout comes, and then, you know, you start weighing up like, man, it's the same person. You know what I mean? I let them such and such or did such and such. Okay, now it's coming up in inventory because now this, for whatever way the person might have disrespected you or whatever. However, family, be mindful of the unappreciative and remember that we gonna be accountable. Every person is accountable for them. All right, Daniel 12 though. Daniel 12. Daniel chapter 12. Daniel chapter 12, and then I got one more after that. I'm sure whatever question, comments y'all got, we'll rock it from there, Father will. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1 says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. That book is the Lamb's book of life. We want our names in there. All right, verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. So the ones that sleep, these people that passed on, fam. These folks who are around here, you know what I mean, they not walking amongst the living no more. This one to take this in. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Now, why are we going here? Because you got some that say, man, we all gonna go to, you know, we're gonna make the kingdom. Every Israelite making it the kingdom. That's false, man. They said, well, y'all gonna make it. No. He said, all the people who don't do what he said, man, you ain't immune because you an Israelite. You know what I mean? You ain't finna get the kingdom just because you a Hebrew. If that was, look, we done already suffered enough because we Hebrews. He already showed you that, man, I will literally punish you for playing with me. He didn't show us that and still show it to us today. So why would it be any different in a time after? So those that sleep in the dust, when we die, we go 6 feet, they put dust on, they put dirt on top of it. They're talking about death. See, they're going to be resurrected, some to everlasting life. That's those who go into New Jerusalem. And then some to everlasting contempt. If you know anything about contempt court, man, contempt of court, man, you going to jail. That ain't good. That ain't no good place. Let's go to John 5, though. Let's get some more verification. Now we Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. John 5. John 5, verse 26. John chapter 5, verse 26. So the people that get resurrected, the ones that die, you know, whether you die in wickedness or you die in righteousness, you're going to be resurrected. All right. St. John chapter 5, verse 26. It says, for as the Father have life in himself, so have he given to the Son to have life in himself, and have given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son. So like he is the Son of Man. Verse 28. Marvel not at this. Here we go. For the hour is coming in the which all that are in the grave shall hear his voice, and shall come forth, they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation. So listen, man, because you're an Israelite don't mean you got some golden ticket that automatically get you into the gate, man. No, he said outside, all liars. He didn't say some, he didn't say just the gentilic liars or you know what I mean? He said all liars gonna have a part in the lake that burn with fire. You know what I mean? Again, you gonna have people, Father, have mercy. They man, the definition, if you want to know what a Hebrew is, you look it up in a dictionary, they pitch it up. Same person, because they ain't have it in their spirit, they ain't have it in their heart. They're wicked, really. It was a show in the front. One taking it accountability. You know what I mean? Day in, day out, we checking ourselves. We checking our thoughts. We checking what we say. You know what I mean? We checking what we do. Might have sinned last night. Might have sinned earlier. Have mercy on us, Father. Man, we confess that. Be real with the Most High. Be real with yourself and the people around you. And in doing so, man, we strive and we go to not do that again. Don't do it again. All right, that's what I got for tonight, though, saints. I pray the word was edifying. I pray you learned something. I pray it be digested. I pray it don't be like what was mentioned in the scripture. Say the people, yeah, they hear you. They hear the word. They coming for you. It's like a sweet song. No, don't let it be there, man. Let's carry this throughout the week. Let's carry this throughout the week. Sister Eliana, salute, shalom to you. Go to Zion 100, Hebrew Council. All praise to the Most High, man. Question, comments, concern. This freaking Beelzebub. I'm tripping out, y'all. Beelzebub trying to give me tonight. Ecclesiastes 5 and 6, and say not his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation rested upon sinners. Indeed, indeed. All right, 1 Peter 4, verse 8. It says, and above all things have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. Indeed, indeed. All right. That word charity, you know, of course, helping with alms and love as well. Let's see. Let's see something. Any question, comments, or concern aside from give y'all some time. I know y'all get it at a delay. Charity is love. Charity is love. And I love you enough that when you need me, I'm here for you. If I can be. Delakiah, you said bring out the 1/3 scripture. Let me see. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 7, what I'm gonna start with. Oh, man. It says on Zechariah 13:7 says, awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, saith the Most High Power of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered. And I will turn my hand upon the little ones. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Most High, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Most High is my power. Indeed, indeed. Indeed, man. All right, so being man for 2 things. When that word come out, as soon as we part, man, the enemy is gonna come try to catch you out your heart. Stay on guard, fam. GMA, I'm tripping off you. You said no question. I do want to say that you inspire me to fully grow my beard out as long as I possibly can. Indeed, my praise the Most High. So no other question coming in concern when I bid y'all the Most High speed. May He be with us as we sleep tonight, those who will. Anything else that y'all doing, y'all traveling, y'all staying still. May His mercy be on you. May His favor consume y'all. Everybody that bless y'all, may they be blessed. Everybody that curse y'all, may they be cursed. May our discernment be increased. May strongholds that we're dealing with and battling with be destroyed. May we be powered up in our times of weakness and impatience, in the time that we feel like, we don't have direction. Man, prayerfully the Father gives us the strength to sit still until He do guide us. I pray our children be blessed. All of our loved ones, our parents, and relationships that have been severed, not by the means of the Most High, but the enemy's plot, may they be restored. Those relationships that need to be severed, according to the Father's will, may it be done speedily, and you have strength in your releasing and losing, whoever it may be, or whatever it may be. All praise to the Most High, those Son. Bless y'all, man. Have a great, wonderful night. Until the Most High allow us to get back to it, man. Shalom. Retitle it. YouTube don't want this. Share this over to IG.